arm. Jesus, look at my stomach. Oh my God, man, I ate like a pig today. No, I mean, it was all good stuff. I ate watermelon slices and teriyaki beef jerky for what it's worth. Oops. What's going on, everybody? God, look at my stomach. The orange color brings my stomach out a little bit more than it should. It's just, I had a lot of healthy stuff that I ate today. Maybe just a little too much. I had watermelon slices and all that good stuff. I had teriyaki beef jerky, but I'm doing all right. I'm just a little tired. I'm a little burnt out. A little burnt out these past few days, beating up on my car like the way I have. It's taken a lot of energy and time to like get that thing to where I want it. The interior is pretty much right where I can get at it, where it was easiest to do the upgrades and the mods. So the inside of the car is pretty much done as far as I can take it without, having, somebody that's a little bit more qualified than I am going there and tackling it. But I mean, I'm quite pleased. I put a new steering wheel cover on the car, on the steering wheel. You got to bear with me, folks. I know I'm drinking sugar-free Red Bull right now, but I know I should pass out tonight. I'm hurting and I'm tired. But yeah, I put a new steering wheel cover on the steering wheel because the old one was like gross and ugly and worn out. I got brand new floor mats now in the car. Really, it looks nice and clean in there. I actually bought industrial strength Velcro. I'm gonna have to Velcro down the seats just to make sure they don't shift and move or anything like that. But for the most part, I mean, the inside of the car, you would think it was brand new. So that part of it is done. If you watched my YouTube shorts today, the component that I ordered for the fans, that showed up with the extra wires and the cables and all that kind of stuff. So um, I'll look into that during the week. I'm not going to play games with that just yet. The airbag should be coming soon. I have 9 Relay switches for the car's computer, they're on their way. I still haven't chosen the cruise control module and the volume control module. I haven't decided which ones I'm going to get yet. So, I'm probably going to take a timeout fixing the car tomorrow because I need a break. I'm tired, man. I went to the mall today. I saw that they had Topps Chrome Black baseball, and Jesus, they wanted like $400 a box. I'm like, jeez, man, I used to spend that on Breakers Delights, but I'm not shelling out. I'm not shelling out for baseball cards, at least not yet. Not until I feel comfortable and ready. But I mean, there's wax all over the place where I live. But getting the car fixed, doing what I've been doing with that, it's kind of bittersweet, because today's Mom's Day. I did talk to my mother for a little bit. They were running around like crazy up there in New York with my niece and my nephew. They got the money I sent them, which is good. But it's just, for me, it's bittersweet, because, what happened with my ex-girlfriend still very, very much fresh in my mind. And it shouldn't be, but it is. Because all she had to do was just wait. All she had to do is wait. And every time a new improvement, a new upgrade, a new spot that's been cleaned, you know what I mean? The interior of the car looks like a brand new car. All she had to do was wait. All she had to do is just wait and be patient. And the car drives well. And until all the electrical stuff is dealt with, I mean, there's still some problems with it, but not like there was before. It's just, I wish she would have, in hindsight, I wish she would have just have been patient. And that's how people are these days. They just can't wait. They have to have everything right now. And all that hard work I put into this car so far, everybody around here saw the work I put into it. I was jumping for joy when I got the hatch to open and close and function like the way it's supposed to. I just wish she would have waited. I really wish she would have just been patient. But with the next set of modifications that are going to be, well, it's not really modifications. It's to try to get the car to be OEM across the board. The more complicated stuff I'll leave up to the experts. The tire rotation and the tire sensors, those got to be, it might be another blown fuse someplace in the car's computer. I haven't really dug into it yet. So there's still some work that needs to be done. I just, I need a timeout. I'm not going to lie to any of you. I am thoroughly burnt out, man. But at least there's a light at the end of the tunnel. I want to thank my eBay customers. I think I had maybe like 7 or 8 orders that went through, 2 of which people still have to pay for. The rest, everybody paid for. It was definitely like $140 weekend, $150 weekend for small time eBay guy like me. That's a lot of money. So I could put that back into the pool again, which is great, But, I'll probably do another live stream tomorrow, packing up the orders that were paid for, and I'll get them out. I'm not going to do it tonight. I'm too tired. It was hot today. It was like 85 degrees. So, I made sure to take care of the back seats today. That's all done. The old seat covers are in the trash. But it goes well. The work goes well. It's a shame. I just wish that this woman would have waited. If she was just a little patient with me, We could have been driving all over the place by now, you know? We could have gone to any park she wanted, go to any lake she wanted, go sit by a river, go to the beach. Iredell County, I'm sure they got Carrigan Farms open by now. Our pool is supposed to be opening at the end of this week for Memorial Day. So, and then I got to transition all the decorations over to the 4th of July and all that stuff. But I wish she would have waited. I tried to tell her, like, you have to wait. I got things lined up. I can't just jump and go when you want me to. It's not how life works. You can't convince people of that these days because everybody wants everything yesterday, and it's like not fair to a guy like me. But it's nice because at least, even today I took the car out for a car ride and had the windows open and I'm blasting my heavy metal and country music and all that stuff. Let me get a placard for my teeth. I got a piece of freaking beef jerky stuck in there. We could have gone to any park she wanted. Going any nature trail she wanted. She just had to wait. And that's how people are. People are vicious that way these days, where everybody wants everything right now. They have to have everything their way right now. And it's like, just wait. And I look at the car on the inside and the outside. I ripped off all of those political stickers. The car looks like it's brand new. I mean, except for the surface wear on there. There's some patina on it, of course, but the thing handles well. It drives well. It drives better than it did in a very long time. The interior of the car looks like a brand new car. The AC is ice cold, which I love. Especially now we're on the cusp of summer, so you got to have an AC. But I do have the component for the fan, so that's here. I'll wait for the fuses to come, or the switch relays for the AC. The airbag should be coming soon. I should be getting Studio Series Shockwave any day now. My pile of Transformers is getting bigger, but I haven't reviewed yet. I got so much stuff to review. There's Gears. I still haven't done him yet. There's the More Than Meets the Eye Hot Rod. I haven't reviewed him yet. The Ultra Magnus is still here. I haven't reviewed him yet. He's still sitting here. That needs to be done. It's just this, my between the eBay stuff, there's Power Glide that showed up to my front door the other day. And then I couldn't help it. I did that YouTube short with Big Convoy from Beast Wars Neo. I ended up picking it up because sitting right next to it was, if you actually watch the YouTube short that I did, somebody swapped out the Big Convoy and stuffed another Transformer into that box. And I brought it right to the manager's attention. I said, you can't leave this out there. Some unsuspecting person is going to grab that thinking it's the toy that they're looking for, and it's not. So somebody just made money off of you guys. I couldn't, in good faith, let that thing sit on the shelf there. So, but now I got Big Convoy sitting there waiting to get reviewed. And then Studio Series Shockwave should be showing up any day. But yeah, this really has taken the wind out of my sails getting this car fixed up like the way I have. It's really taken the wind out of my sails. Like I had to take a time out. I went to my local mall. I went to Popeyes. They have like these lemonade flavored slushies that they make. They're a little expensive, but I had two of them because I was so drained from wrestling my car these past couple days that I just needed a break. I didn't give a shit. Sugary drink or not, I didn't care. But, I did pick up new floor mats today for the car, which are in the car now. And the steering wheel covers changed out. I did clean the dashboard a little bit and I cleaned the doors and all that. I still have to get in there and do a little bit more cleaning. I really got to vacuum that car out. I have a little Armor All uh, hand vac that you plug into the cigarette lighter to spot clean. So I got that going for me, which is good. But I'm burnt out. I'm thoroughly burnt out. I took a drive around Charlotte, stopped off at a couple spots, a couple of the parks here and there, just to kind of like breathe a little bit. And some spots I just sat in my car and kind of like kicked back like this, like a wet noodle, and just let that fresh air flow through my car. Other spots I walked by the lakes. One of the parks, Park Road Park, there's an artificial lake in there, so I walked the whole artificial lake just to get some fresh air in me. And um, yeah, I needed a break today. So, but the work goes on. It goes on. I nearly spent almost $1,000 on Topps Chrome Black. Thank God I didn't. Both lids and um, Fanatics by me had all sorts of cards. So did Best Buy, not Best Buy, Barnes and Noble. GameStop's got cards up the ass. I'm like, oh my God, there's temptation everywhere to like buy all this stuff. And I'm like, I can't. Well, I shouldn't say it's not because I can't do it. I can do it. I have the money for it. But I'm just like, I don't want to fall into that trap again of buying and buying and buying and buying and buying. So, I mean, Topps Black Chrome is a high end set. There's only like 13 cards in a box. I think you're guaranteed, I think, one or two autos or something like that. I forget. But it's too risky because if you get shit autos, you're not going to make anything back on your box. So, but again, thank you to my eBay customers. I really appreciate your support of my eBay store. I got two jerseys sitting over here. I've got a list, but I'm surprised I'm even doing this live stream right now. I am thoroughly exhausted. I am exhausted. This was a long week. You know, with the exception of hopping in my car and driving around, letting that fresh air hit my face. Once I'm settled down like I am right now, I feel like shit. I feel like shit. So it's just, trying to take care of everything. I don't owe anybody money. I don't have to pay any bills yet. I mean, except for my home phone, which I got a caller ID box because now the midterms are here, and these people are calling and calling and calling and calling and calling. So now I got a brand new caller ID box. My old one broke, unfortunately, when they patched up the hole behind my TV set because the condensate line blew out behind the wall. And one of the maintenance dudes at that time, I really didn't say anything because I'm like, it's going to happen. That particular box was old anyway. And it's kind of good because then it nudged me to buy this one that I have hooked up to my home phone. So, and that's the one I make really important phone calls on. But yeah, those surveys and GOP this and Democrat that, I'm like, God, man, enough. you know, So, but anyway, yeah, maybe tomorrow I'll make some time. I got to get these two jerseys listed over at my eBay store via auction. My new Bayern Munich jersey should be coming. Man, there's so much stuff to review and go over. You know, it's just easier to do the shorts and the live streams because at least with the live streams, I don't feel like I'm pressured for time, even though I do have a brand new 512 gigabyte um, memory chip. I have to replace this one because this one won't transfer data. I mean, I was able to dump the data off of this chip before it stopped reading back and forth. So this new chip, I'm going to have to format and then transfer all the data from this chip to that chip. And then when I'm making my videos, I can go over 20 minutes because, with the type of apps that I have on my phone, it takes up a lot of space. And I think you only have like 60 gigs worth of space. So I pretty much took all that up already, with all of those apps. So by the time it's all said and done, the longest video I can make is maybe 20 minutes at best. And then I have to reduce the pixel quality down to 720p, which I don't like doing because it makes the videos look like shit. So and I never got around to it. And I bought data cables just for that. But I got to make time I really have to make some time for myself. Now, I put myself under a lot of pressure these days. A couple people ask me in my live streams, like, what happened, what happened, what happened? It's because of everything that happened last year. With all the shit that I've been through and then, being attacked like the way I was in such a personal and quite frankly, quite disturbing, in a very disturbing way. I mean, these people unfortunately have no credibility anymore. Yeah, I know, Big Mama. Listen, don't sweat it. You know why? They have reached a point of desperation now. Like I said, listen, I haven't had a perfect life, but I have been the victim of other people's nonsense and narcissism. Like when I got jumped in the pool, I have the acquittal letter. These people put my mugshots out there, and guess what? I was found not guilty and was acquitted. But they insist on putting that out there to create narratives about me. It's the same thing like what happened with my ex-girlfriend last year, where she's here on an illegal visa from Honduras and had me arrested for no good reason at all. And that was thrown out. And this is the same week that I had to go to my father's funeral. And my father just passed away. And now they sought out my ex-girlfriend. They sought out this girl. And they've been attacking her YouTube channel, making things up. Like with that Germanic axe that I have, for example, this thing right here. And I know how these men think because I know what they do. I know their modus operandi. I know how they operate. It's an obsession. This is not a real axe. It's home decor with with Viking and Germanic symbology throughout the handle and on the blade, but it's not a real axe. And then, of course, I put a thing like this out there. They found her YouTube channel and said that I'm going to go and hurt her or chop her up or whatever it is, and all this kind of stupid shit. That's how dumb they are. I've showed my World Trade Center papers here on the channel. They won't dare call my home union because my union is going to look at them and be like, well, who the fuck are you people? Who are you? Don't worry about one of our members. Hire an attorney, and then we'll talk. Until then, you know what I mean? That's the answer they'll give. They have been completely discredited across the board. This has been going on for 10 years. The only difference between then and now is I have the paperwork to back up my fucking, back myself up. And they don't like it. They didn't like it. And of course they attack the letters. There's no winning with these people. And when I show a thing like this that's clearly fake, they keep creating fake accounts so that this way they can infiltrate the chat. And one of them actually said, well, you could still use that for blunt force trauma. It never fucking ends. It's whack-a-mole. Whack-a-mole. Like today, one of them made a snide comment about something about 2001 and look at all that money. Yeah, well, I have the money and I will spend my money the way I so please and so choose. And then they'll find that one little thing to twist and warp. And it's just, they have no more credibility. They don't have a leg to stand on anymore. Every time they upload something, I take it down, or I'll get in touch with whoever it is, and I'm not at liberty to discuss that, but I'll get in touch with whoever I have to get in touch with, and depending on the severity of the infraction, YouTube has pretty much taken down about 90% of the things that I've reported so far. It's very sad because I don't hyperfixate on people like that. I really don't. The guy that I was 10 years ago, 15 years ago, is not the same man that's sitting here. I might be thinner. I might be a little bit more older. I might be a little bit more healthier. I'm not that guy anymore. But they want to try to chain me to one point in the past. You're not going to stop me from living my life. There's nothing you can do about it. And I know you fucks are watching. You're not going to stop me from living my life. And I feel sorry for you when I go up to New York. I still have to work that out with my family, exactly how we're going to proceed against these people. Especially this, I don't even want to get into it, to be honest with you, because that's really another aspect of why I'm feeling drawn out like the way I am. I'm tired of having to constantly, that I'm not a first responder, of course, because you're still fairly new to all of this. That's because of jealousy. It's all jealousy. It's always been jealousy. You know why? Because Kevin has a retarded kid. I'm not apologizing for that. That man has attacked me since 2018, something like that. I have his old Facebook accounts. I think he created 2 of them to attack me. I still have them printed out somewhere in my paperwork. To actually question my home union, Plumbers Local Union number 1 in New York City, to question their paperwork, they have no idea what could potentially happen if my union gets involved. I needed this to be approved for medical benefits and payments and all that kind of stuff. Without this, and they don't like me showing this to you because it disproves them that they are wrong. It disproves their entire narrative. A first responder could be anyone that responds to a crime, responds to a fire, even a civilian. It's a term that's loosely thrown around, but these people don't understand it. But there it is, a 20th anniversary thank you letter from LHI, which was our medical carrier at that time. There's the thank you from the International that represents plumbers and pipe fitters in the United States and Canada. And there's my timesheet of the days and hours, what I did do and what I didn't do. Maybe they'd like to talk to Piros or Ceres, my attorney that represented me when I was fighting for this stuff. Idiots. Yeah, they are disgusting. They really are disgusting. They're low-life dirtbag, homo-supporting New Yorkers who willingly give up their freedoms on a daily basis because they made bad choices. Kevin Colburl got a cease and desist letter from the Masonic Lodge in Whitestone, Queens, and from the Grand Lodge of New York because of his big mouth, as he doesn't know when to shut up because he thinks he is who he is, and he's not. He's nothing but a shit-throwing monkey, just like the rest of them are. He's not. He's nobody. I think I showed that on camera, that these websites are taking down my mugshots because there's no crime. It's stupid. The whole thing is dumb. But I got Dan King, and I got Kevin Colburl caught red-handed stalking my ex-girlfriend. Because I knew that they were going to search her out. And now I caught them, and they don't like it. And then the fake axe was the best part of the whole scheme to prove that they are cyber stalkers and cyber bullies. Letters of commendation. My neighbors giving me thank you cards for taking care of the kids around here. You know, things like that. They don't like that kind of shit. I get tired of talking about it. I am drained, man. Waldo claims he never said he was at the World Trade Center on 9/11. 9/11 is a generalized term that's used by all of us that were down there. I mean, to fucking nitpick such a stupid shit. And here's Kevin Colburl blatantly engaging in slander and libel. He was never there on 9/11. I never said I was there exactly the day of. I was there around the time of 9/11. He's not a first responder. A first responder is anyone that actually reacts to an emergency, which I did. He says he was on the Bucker Brigade. Ask that. Go to my union and ask them that. I actually have union officials. That's paperwork I've never showed on camera because of the nature of the names that are on that piece of paper. Union delegates witnessed me down there. You want to go up against them? Faggot lover. No wonder your fucking daughter's head looks like an oversized fucking basketball. Well deserved. I hope you every day when he wakes up, he has to wipe her ass and buy brand new Depends diapers while she's skittily doos and shakes and does all that shit. Good. That's God's way of punishing him for being a bad man. Just like this. That's the cease and desist order that the Grand Lodge of New York State issued to him. And now he's looking at a federal lawsuit. I shouldn't even have said that just now. They're looking to sue him. I have that on good faith. I'm not going to mention the 3 or 4 names that I heard. But he's looking at not just a civil lawsuit, he's looking at a federal lawsuit for what he's been doing on his personal Facebook page. That's why now I have to thank my little sister who's been really watching out what he's been putting out there. She's taking notes. I warned him and his friends. My sister has all 3 of your names. What you do, what you did do, as far as fair dinkum is concerned. What your girlfriends, wives, and ex-girlfriends, ex-wives, whatever, we got their names, since you like doxing people. And she's been gathering up a little dossier on my behalf because her husband, my brother-in-law, is a military cop. Okay. And my mother has some pretty powerful friends in DC 37, along with my friends in Plumbers Local 1. And it's because of them my channel has grown, because I have the receipts to discredit them. Keep listening. Everybody who supports these people, keep listening to what they tell you. Here's the cease and desist letter issued by the Grand Lodge of New York State. He's looking at a federal lawsuit. That's not going to come from me. It's going to come from someone else if he keeps going the way he is with certain other people. It's not just me he's done this to. He's begging for a federal lawsuit. I shouldn't even say that to him. Well, I'm not going to say who I spoke to as far as one of the many higher ups in the Grand Lodge of New York State. They knew who I was as soon as I called up, and even offered me a chance to come back into Masonry, and I've since refused. Because even though I was acquitted, that means I've committed no crimes. I just don't want to be part of any organized group anymore. My days of being part of organized groups, even though I'm wearing a 9/11 hat, I don't like being part of anything that's organized, because that's where the trouble starts, because you're always going to have one or two dicks in there that make it about themselves. And that's why he's got that cease and desist letter, because he made it about himself, because he sees himself as some sort of fucking god. He's so fucking self-righteous. He picks on New York politicians for having guns, but then meanwhile, I have a photo of him that I found with him with a 12-gauge shotgun from, I don't know, I hope it wasn't Glenn Opperman or some Glenn that died or whatever. Well, somebody died by the name of Glenn, and now he had, he lives right by a firing range up there in New York. So a New York politician's not allowed. Kathy Macy, or whatever her name is, a couple of years ago in the Glendale Civic Association, and he had taken offense to that. But it's okay for him to have guns, but she can't. That's what you call a double standard. Oh, he didn't like me pointing that out. I'm such a bad guy and an awful, detestable human being who has been acquitted of all wrongdoing across the board, no matter what paperwork you put out there. Innocent man across the board 3 times. Whoops. And he would not dare challenge my union. And that's okay. Their notes are, that's why, if you notice, I've kind of taken my foot off the gas pedal with this particular thing, because I've included this Dan Edward King in this, and this Shane Methel. As a matter of fact, I never got around to contacting the ADA, which I happen to have the paperwork right here, Managing Professional Risks, ADA tip sheet on dental board complaints. So Shane Methel better keep his fucking mouth shut. Otherwise, I'm going to have him stripped of his dental license, which I happen to have the paper right here in front of me. Because if they see a particular video where he had his sons in his car and took the time to travel 700 miles just to get photos of my previous vehicle and my previous apartment, they're going to love to see how sick he really is. Let's see. Dental board complaints can be filed or triggered by patients, insurance or benefit administration companies, clinical or non-clinical staff in the practice, other practitioners, anonymous sources. I'm not going to hide the fact that I'm going to file this fucking thing when I get time. Criminal or professional indictments such as driving under the influence, allegations of fraud, the filing of malpractice claim or judgment, not complying with the terms and agreements to repay student loans, self-reporting of issues during the license renewal process, failure to complete required diversion programs such as those dealing with substance abuse, self-reporting of untoward events, sometimes called sentinel events, that occur in the practice. Complaints filed by patients with state dental boards often involve allegations of fraud or criminal activity. But there are ethics clauses and all that kind of stuff that I can file on my behalf for him, coming to my home, having his children screaming at my home, taking photographs of my car to put it up on the internet. I wonder if his patients even know that. I wonder when I come to New York if I would have stand there with photocopies on big poster boards and say, here's Dr. Shane Meethel. This is what he does in his extracurricular activities. You like your dental practice? I am threatening your dental practice. And like I said, I already called up Fair Dinkum myself personally, and I got the emails from, I think it was their president or vice president or something like that. And they told me that this other guy hasn't worked for them in years. But if he was engaged in that kind of behavior with all of the screen captures I sent and my letters of commendation, because now you're talking about an LLC, a business owner that I am, and I sent him the paperwork, he would have been fucking terminated. Dental board complaints occur when patients contact the state dental board directly regarding what they perceive to be mistreatment, maltreatment by a dentist or a member of the clinical staff. So I've got my finger on the nuke button. They like calling federal agents, well. They like calling the police on people, well. They like doxing me, well. Like I said, they have no idea the nuclear launch codes that I have in my favor. Especially if, again, I still have yet to decide. This week I have to make that phone call, though, to my new Masonic friends in New York to see what we do against this one piece of shit. He's going to be begging on a street corner to get wet rags to wrap around his daughter's rear end if he continues his fucking behavior. It's tiring. It's very tiring. What business do these men have to go and seek out my current ex-girlfriend? What? I don't know. I honestly don't know. This all started, all right. I had problems with the mother of my kids. I was alienated from my own family because she falsely accused me of cheating on her multiple times and whatnot. Kevin Coburl took it upon himself to start messaging me on Facebook when I was on Facebook, because I was trying to do a lot at that time to try to fix my family and try to fix all these issues that we were having. But he took it upon himself then to start creating fake Facebook profiles and fake Facebook accounts attacking me directly. And it's gone on and on and on and on for years. I don't know where this Dan King also came into all of this, but when it comes to that Star Wars charity bullshit, and I'm going to say it again, and I will talk about it for the 5,800 or whatever bullshit number you came up with time, where basically a security guard, this is during the time of all those shootings that were going on, like Adam Lanza and all that stuff. I was running point for all of the Star Wars groups at that time for my buddy Frank Patz's events, WinterCon and EternalCon. This one happened to be WinterCon, not that far from where my ex and myself lived. So Friday went without a hitch. Perfect. Saturday went without a hitch. Sunday, and you have to realize I suffer a post-traumatic stress disorder as a result of 9/11. A security guard picked a fucking fight with me and broke a chunk of my Darth Vader helmet, a one-of-a-kind Darth Vader helmet, and broke the fucking thing. They were told, don't touch the costumes, don't touch the props, let them take their stuff apart. But the security guard, I guess he thought I was, L7 Square bookworm that plays Magic the Gathering. Sorry, man, I might be a nerd, but I'm also a half a jock myself. And I wasn't just going to stand there and let this guy fucking break my costume. An argument ensued because he laughed in my face. And the chicken shit, Candace, and all of them fucking stood there like they usually would. Didn't stand up for one of their own. Didn't defend one of their own. Brother. Bullshit. They all tucked tail and fucking left me hanging on a fucking hook all by myself to defend myself. And I had such a severe panic attack because of that. And I had to go into the bathroom. I couldn't control my fucking actions because my whole body. These people are unsympathetic. Let me tell you, especially these days because of Disney and the what who pronoun fat black gay trans guilty white liberal septum ring bullshit that people live by these days. All right, they don't seem to understand what it is to have fucking anxiety. I had a major emotional breakdown to the point I ended up in the fucking emergency room that same night. And they took it upon themselves to turn it into a joke. I didn't think it was funny at all. After the thousands of fucking dollars I spent on these fat, misshapen, ugly, it what who pronoun fuckers, one of their leaders in another group, um, when I first got into that Star Wars stuff, we were walking around St. Mark's Place in Manhattan. He took apart the hilt and his lightsaber blade, shining green lights at women's asses. And meanwhile, this is a man and all his friends I used to have over at my ex's place, having pizza parties and lightsaber things and all that kind of shit. And what did I get in return by them as well? Fucked. That's what. Broke fucks. To this day, all of them probably still live with mommy and daddy. But I called it out publicly, and they didn't like it because they get in for free, or they get severely or drastically reduced admission prices to New York Comic Con, to Big Apple Con, to baseball games, to hockey games. They bitch, moan, whine, and complain if they get pizza. You're lucky the fucking event organizers would give you anything. But they would bitch and moan, and I called all that stuff out too. I'm like, you're a volunteer. Be grateful you get fucking anything. And they didn't like that I came out publicly to scold them because of what they did to me and how they treated my emotional breakdown as if it was a joke. I was in the fucking emergency room for hours like this. Well, see, that's another problem too. Every woman that I've ever been with, every single one of them has been a sexy fox. Every woman I've ever had has been a sexy, curvy, muy deliciosa, beautiful, beautiful women. I'm sorry, man. I know where my tastes lie. But then I look at their wives and girlfriends, they're all misshapen. They got a fucking crooked head like Gumby. You know what I mean? One shoulder hangs up higher than the other. They all look like the fucking toxic waste man from RoboCop versus the women I've been with. It's all jealousy. It's all jealousy. Fucking frizzy, ugly, smokers here. Have you ever seen chain smokers? They get that frizzy, ugly Willy Wonka hair. You know what I mean? Ugly, ugly looking Neanderthals. So, but that sparked all kinds of outrage because I called them out and exposed them for the fucking frauds that they are and how I felt I was taken advantage of, and they left me to fucking, defend myself. I got suspended for 6 months. Meanwhile, one Ron Layers, a jealous fuck who was always in competition with me for no fucking reason because he's supposed to be the king of Darth Vader's in the 501st and Vader's fist in New York. My Vader was so accurate that I got paid to do. Shh, don't tell anybody, Walter. Well, fuck you. I got paid $500 each. I did 2 events. That's $1,000. Shh, don't tell anybody. Shh, shh, don't tell them. Fuck you. Well, I'm talking. I got paid $500. Uniqlo, which is, I should say, a clothing company. They were doing the Star Wars promotion. I got paid as an actor, $500 for 2 hours worth of work. Same thing happened with Jelly Belly Jelly Beans. Got paid for 2 to 3 hours worth of work because my costume, my Darth Vader, was so accurate. What's up, 99? Hello, that car is coming out beautiful. Thank you, man. Yeah, baby steps, dude. This kind of that even the car kind of gets into this conversation because none of them low life dirt bags have a fucking car. You know what I mean? 3/4 of them still live with mommy and daddy and have roommates and all that stupid shit. But anyway, and that's what started all of this because I spoke out, I defended myself with receipts. And then all of a sudden, these nitwits started fucking berating me. It's been going on for 10 years, and it hasn't stopped until now. And it's going to stop through attrition. What are you going to do with all that money now if you keep the car? Yeah, I'm planning on going to New York. I do want to see my family. I want to see my sister. I want to see my niece and my nephew. I also want to see my brother and my other niece because she's not in good shape, unfortunately. And I want to see my nephew. My nephew's a car kid. He is a whiz at vehicles. What I've seen and heard what that young kid does on my brother's side. But yeah, I definitely want to go see my father's grave site, and pay my respects. My mother's been saying it. She said it tonight and even last night too. And all the times I've been talking to her, they really want me to go up there to see my dad's grave. So sometime this year, hopefully sooner than later, I can, finally take care of that and go spend some time with them. Even if it's for like 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, at least I know I did that. You know what I mean? But yeah, the car is coming out better than I expected it to. To kind of like answer a generalized question, like what happened with the car to begin with, is I gave up. All of you that have been around since the beginning of this channel, it was really fun. It was awesome, and I had a good time with this channel. And then all of a sudden last year, everything became a dumpster fire from being cheated on, this year for no reason to being arrested, twice, 3 times, whatever it was, for no reason. That I had to fight and defend my good name, which I did successfully, to my father dying, to my buddy Wolf passing away, and my I don't even know what to call us right now. He actually broke the ice and spent a little time here at my apartment. We were talking about some stuff, but it's just so much shit happened. I kind of phoned it in and really just in a lot of ways just said, I just don't care. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. A lot of the videos and the YouTube shorts on the channel are very genuine and very real because it got me out of that mindset. But, unfortunately, last year was just too much, man. I got hit. It was like every couple weeks it was something new to deal with, so. And now here I am, trying to get my fire in my belly lit even more. And as a result, yeah, the car's come along quite a bit. It really has. I didn't think I would put this much work into it, but so far, even today, I'm definitely on the $1,000 borderline so far. But then again, think about it. If I would have let a mechanic touch my car at this point in time, it wouldn't be worth it. Yeah, for a while I was popping out content. Yeah, I have to apologize for that, man. I want to get back into doing my reviews and getting out there. Like I got all this stuff down here. I can still go get 2 big boxes of Topps Black right now if I want. Well, not now, but tomorrow if I woke up nice and early, I go to the mall. There's a couple spots that they got Topps Chrome everywhere where I am. It's just nobody's spending money because it's too expensive. If I wanted to get like 4 boxes of Topps Chrome Black, I can right now. Looking forward to the coffee and cigar. TCC. Yeah, there's plenty of stuff I can actually, well, again, we got gears to review. It's starting to pile up now, which is kind of crazy. I still got More Than Meets the Eye Hot Rod that came out recently. That came a couple days ago. Power Glide, which came a couple days ago. Shockwave is on his way. This guy, I know everybody has been wanting me to take a look at this guy, the Missing Link Ultra Magnus. And then despite myself, and if Penny Pounder was in here, Penny Pounder would probably be pissed. But I couldn't resist because I already have G1 Optimus Prime. I have Optimus Primal. I have Lio Convoy. I had to get Big Convoy. So Those card saver one. Yeah, I don't use card saver ones anymore. The brand I get is Luffin, I think they're called, or something like that. I get them 500 at a time. And at any given day, they'll have like a $5 off sale or something like that. So if I buy them in bulk, the price comes down. I typically get them 500 at a time. So plus shipping and all of that usually comes out to like 45 bucks. I haven't, that's one of the 100 packs. You get 5 of these in a case, and they're like 45 bucks. And what I didn't realize, this batch, by the way, anybody that's ordered cards off of me recently, obviously I ship everything in top loaders. You might want to just check. Now, you don't have to do this, but I didn't realize this until much later on, that if you were to do this, oh, look at what that reveals. Nice, shiny top loader. So I'll do the other side here too. Yeah, I try not to use the card saver ones anymore. Unless I put relics in them. I don't have any more relics, as a matter of fact. But there you go. Look at how nice and clear that is. So if you ordered cards off of me recently, check your top loaders. You might have that plastic wrap, which I thought was funny. I discovered that recently. I don't think I even talked about it on camera. But there you go. So but yeah, there's Topps Chrome everywhere where I live. In particular, the mall where I live. They have blaster boxes, all kinds of retail, hanger boxes, blaster boxes, that sort of thing. But when I saw the Topps Black, 2 different stores carry them. Right now, if I wanted to, I could pull the trigger on 2 boxes. I don't know why people are paying 500 and something dollars for a box of Topps Black. Or in retail where I live, and then plus, a lot of the places here, they honor my World Trade Center medical cards or IDs, whatever you want to call them. So they usually give me 5 to 10% off anyway, so I get a little bit of a discount, which is cool. So, but yeah, like I said, I literally held the damn box in my hand of Topps Black Chrome baseball. Unless I'm getting an Otani, a Cal Raleigh, an Aaron Judge, or something like that. I'm very wary about buying wax these days. It's just so expensive now. But I do miss ripping wax. I'm not gonna lie, man. I really do miss ripping wax, but it's too expensive. And I've been watching like Western New York Cards, I believe, which I still watch his content. He had a whole bunch of inserts from a case break that he did, and every fucking insert that he pulled out was damaged. Every single one of them. I haven't checked his channel in a while, but yeah, he had like a whole handful of just damaged inserts, I think, from flagship 2026. That's nuts. So now he's always got some issues going on with his orders. It's not him, it's just a bad luck of the draw, unfortunately. So all right, folks, I'm in this already for an hour, and again, I apologize for not doing any reviews. When's the next live? I will probably do a live stream tomorrow because I do have some eBay orders I need to process and get out the door. So I'll probably do a hit and run live stream with that for my customers, because sometimes I'll get 1 or 2 customers from my eBay store. They get to see me packing their cards in real time. So I think I got 2 stragglers that still need to pay yet, but these are regular customers, so I'm not going to berate them or push them or anything. My customers always come through, so that's a good thing. But yeah, everybody's been asking, come on, man, where's the reviews? Where's the live stream playing Street Fighter? What's this? What's that? What's going to happen with that? Right now it's just getting this car done. I want this car finished and over with. We'll see what happens. I don't want to make any promises I can't keep when it comes to that sort of thing. I mean, obviously, there's plenty of stuff to review. I got it. I got the new Bayern Munich jersey on its way. That should be here via DHL sometime this week. But I'm going to be having this whole week. I'm going to have car parts being delivered to my home. So once those car parts come, out the door I go. Start swapping out relays and this and that and everything else. Boom, 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 boom. So that'll be taken care of. And that's really it. That's really it, to be honest with you. But got plenty of Transformers to talk about. I still want to review that Piazza jersey, even though I gave away the one I was selling to my buddy that did help me with the car up until that point. So that's gone. But I got 2 jerseys sitting here. I got a list. So while you guys are here, keep a lookout. Maybe tomorrow I'll get this listed. That's a size. I think this is what, XL or 2XL. I forget. Yeah, this is a size 44, which is an XL. That's a Nolan Ryan 1969 World Series jersey for Mitchell and Ness. And then I have this season's Harry Kane jersey I will be listing for sale very soon. I'll probably list both as auctions. And then I might have some other stuff after that. I know I have to do a hard refresh of sports cards over at my eBay store, so I'll do that. It's just there's just I have everything stored away in my mental Rolodex here in my brain. It's just translating that into videos and live streams and shorts. Right now the priority is to get that damn car fixed. I mean, right now, to be honest with you, I'm pretty much ahead of myself at this point because I've been putting that extra time into it. The interior looks gorgeous at this point. There's not much more I can do with that. I consider that a win. But it's everything else. I still have to order the ABS pump. I'm gonna have to buy wax eventually. I mean, I still got maybe like 5 or 6 boxes of cards still in my closet there. And that's what I'm saying. It's going to reach a point where I'm going to have to start buying. I mean, I do got business accounts with Best Buy and a couple other online retailers. I can buy 12 or 14 hanger boxes at a time if I choose to. I have a business account with GameStop, so if I want to order in bulk, I can do that. But I'm definitely going to have to somewhere down the line. Right now, I have enough cards to sell for quite some time, so I'm not so worried about that. But I'm not gonna lie, my lips were I was licking my lips when I saw those boxes of Topps Chrome Black baseball, and they look nice. They really do look nice, and the resale value on them, holds water because they are. It's a premium product, very similar to Breakers Delights, which I've ripped here on the channel, but these are in a category all by themselves. So I would have to get super lucky, and that's the problem, is the rolling of the dice, gambling. So we'll see what happens with that. But for right now, I got plenty of cards over at my eBay store to sell, and I still have a whole bunch of stuff over here to my 9 o'clock that I still yet to list on eBay. I just want to bring down my inventory a little bit more before I start going ham again, listing cards. So, but yeah, I think at this point I have like 690 listings on eBay, I think. I can't remember. But I definitely will be live streaming sometime early tomorrow. I'll do my usual. I'll print out the shipping labels, pull the cards, have them off to the side like I usually do, pack them in real time, and that'll be a nice update for those customers that ordered that stuff. Whatever outstanding orders I had are already out the door by 2 days. So, but these are pretty significant orders because each one of these, I think the Joey Votto orange out of 25 sold for like $70 or something like that. I can't remember. So, whatever money I spent, I made back, this weekend, which is cool. So it's not like I lost anything, but it's nice to be able to replace the money I spent on some of this stuff for my car. So, but yeah, we'll see how it all turns out, folks. Right now, I'm still in a very good position selling stuff. I still got plenty of things I can offload. Again, those two jerseys will be next. I wanted to do it today, but of course, the car got me involved. I was talking with my mom on the phone as well. And they were out all day doing their stuff, and so there's just a lot. There's a lot going on, folks. Just want to keep you up to date with everything. I thank you all for your continuing support of each other, myself, this channel. Don't believe everything you hear and everything you say. You got people out there that will just stop at nothing. They're insidious. They're insidious. They are vile. They are gross. They are disgusting. They are shower curtain mold. They are that white slime that you see on a gas station toilet bowl. Don't even waste your time anymore. And right now, like I said, I got someone watching my YouTube channel and watching them for every word that they post and everything that they say, every lie, every false accusation. Oh, look out, he's stalking you with an axe. And meanwhile, the fucking thing is fake. Idiots. That's how gullible and stupid they are. Because I know how they think. I know exactly how they think. I know exactly what they do, and they constantly, it's like bringing the cat to the dog. You know what I mean? So I'm done, folks. I really want to go to bed early tonight. It's 10:15. Thank you, all of you. I appreciate your time. I appreciate your patience. Obviously some of these topics are hard for me to talk about, but the best thing for me to do is just stay in my lane, stay the course, and that's pretty much it. That's the best thing anybody can really do. So again, thank you, everybody, and look forward to a live stream sometime, like around noon ish, 1 o'clock ish. That's usually when I'm doing my packing baseball card live stream and stuff. There's got to be, I think, 8 orders I have to prepare. So you guys can keep me company doing that. I would say approximately anywhere between conservatively 11 a.m. to like maybe 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon to get those cards packed and out the door. And if I do feel if I do feel confident, maybe I'll buy a box or two of Topps Chrome Black. But for the immediate future, I'm going to be having deliveries coming like crazy to my front door. So, and you guys saw today one of the components arrived by Amazon. It actually showed up. The dual fan assembly that's supposed to be in my car. So, all right, folks. Happy Mother's Day to any of you that are moms out there. For the rest of you, thank you again, ladies and gentlemen. I deeply appreciate your continued support, and just sweep the dirt away. Sweep away the dirt. I will be live streaming tomorrow, and I know you guys want to review. Jeez. Believe me, I'm itching to do a review on camera. I got to dump some data off my phone, get rid of some videos and music that I downloaded, and get that onto the new memory card, and get all this other junk off my phone. And then it'll be review time. Because right now, until I get all those electronic components, I'm pretty much stuck. So that's it. The interior is done. At least I'm happy with that the interior of the car is done. And the hatch opens up, which I can definitely use when I shop for groceries, so that's good. But the internals for the engine is what's coming next. So, and I got time. I got time for that. So maybe I can ease up a little bit, free myself up, and then you guys and gals will get a review out of me. Or 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, almost over a dozen or more reviews. Yikes. I got some backlog. Thank you again, everybody. Genuinely, I know I'm trying to make light of everything, but I do appreciate it. Thank you, folks. Take care. God bless. Stay safe. And to you guys and gals, who are into the sports card thing, I'll be doing another eBay prep to get these orders out. So that'll be another conversation for tomorrow. I'm hitting a sack. Good night, folks. I'll see you around. Take care.